I'm starting my own band. I'm like, yo, dog, it's early. Okay.
Yeah, what's happening? Why are you making a
my
noise?
own band with my brother, Yusuf the Great. And I'm going to call this band PG13. The following program is rated PG13. Parental guidance is advised. My name is Angela Mtembu. On stage and on page, I go by the name of Angela Rick.
As creation, I am Bongiwe Nkobi, and as a creator, I am Nubian Kobi. And together with Angela Rick, we are the co-founders of
Silence
PG13.
became the omnipresence of her thoughts. How do you plead, mediocrity asked.
You know, the thing about music is that for me, it's a release. And it's the one space where I can just be. And the one place where my existence is not questioned at all.
I totally get that, you know, I mean, man, it's like when we're on that stage, existing makes sense. You know, when we're writing that music, existing makes sense. And I think the most interesting element of music is how it becomes a time capsule. When you play a song from a specific time, you can actually see and hear what those people were going through, you know, what they went through, what they trials were, you know, and I find that epically beautiful, you know, and as people, man, music becomes our unwritten law and our undocumented morality, and
So I
there's
introduced
this
him
whole
to
hype
onomatopoeia
going
to find
around
the
about
rhythm in his
music
flow.
being healing,
I had
where
so
we
much faith in
kind of
him. I
say
knew
the
soon they would be
musician
streaming
is
him.
the healer.
So he began to
And for
script
me,
using satire
I
and had
find
plans
that the
defeating my
music is
mental
the
blind
healer, not
spots.
the musician. Right?
I taught him metaphoric
Because it is
tactics
us
that
who
shattered
are
similes
healing
because
through the
his lyrical
creation of the
content
sound,
had no
through
likeness.
the performing of this music. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if it's the healer or if it's those who are being healed. The fact of the matter is that music creates an environment where healing can take place. So it's about Ugupahla. It's about the tools given to us by our elders so that we can use these things. So we are able to communicate through different dimensions. It is basically about our inherited struggle post-94. And mostly our music is honestly about how the woman's struggle has no off switch. It's continuous, it's never ending.
It's also about the acknowledgement of Amatonga, which are our spiritual guides, which are very important to us in our music. It's also the acknowledgement of a metaphysical realm where we connect with our tongas. It's also about going on a musical journey where we are able to discover different beautiful sounds and seeing things that aren't able to be seen with the eye of the flesh.
So I don't particularly like to refer to myself as the band's poet because Bongiwe and I kind of identify as expressionists, and in the context of PG13 I happen to be expressing myself through the spoken word.
And And myself, in the space of PG13, I communicate through singing. And we like to refer to ourselves as the mom, Angelic, and me, the aunt. But I normally focus on the visual aspect of PG13.
So like, I like that she says the mom and the aunt relationship, because firstly also the band are more comfortable with her, because obviously I'm apparently the person to watch out for. But beyond that, we try to denounce power roles in our space. We do not believe in lead singers, we do not believe in band leaders, but rather the relationship of love. And we have seen this through the relationships of our mothers and our aunts.
So music is organized sound, and our music gives me the ability to organize my feelings, because I am someone who struggles with self-expression. So through our music, I am able to express and say things that I normally can't say on a day-to-day basis.
So like, for me, there are two kinds of art. There's the protest art and there's the entertainment element of art. And what I love most about the space of PG13 is that it allows us to fuse both of them. So we are able to actually riot in the most colorful of ways, you know, and I found that our music creates a sort of anarchy because of its loudness, of its craziness, and this anarchy actually then questions traditional systems that actually have created the hierarchy that we believe should not even exist. About 2 years ago, on the 9th of August, we released our first project, our first baby, and it's called Hekaya. Hekaya is a Swahili word for legends. So now it's twofold. The first being legends as in stories. Second being legends as in someone who changed the course of time. To us, Hekaya is basically a transfer of energy and the telling of stories of people who came before us and the people who are most important and the most crucial in the development of our sound and our message.
So we're in a race. So from them, they pass the baton to us. So we take it from them and they pass it to us. And now it's our duty to pass the baton to our future generations. Pass those stories down, pass those struggles down, pass all the things that are needed to be done in the struggle of music and the art of music down to the future generation, so it doesn't die out. So baton in the race does not end, it continues on and on. So that is what Hekaya is for us.
And I mean, it's a promise to those we deem as legends that their stories will continue to be told, not just by us, but by everyone who comes in contact with us. And the first song on it is called To the Ones That Came Before Us, and it's a tribute to Moses Kaiwa Mulelekwa, to Zimnawana, to Mega Mageba. Yes, and as much as we can't mention every single person, you know, every risen legend, it's also a tribute to everyone who we've lost along the way. It's a tribute to Ugandina, it's a tribute to Unkulago Mtembu, Uthemba Nkobi, to Steven's dad, to Nell's dad. You know, we've already mentioned Zoe's dad. And then the second song is Indoda, which is basically asking men to claim their former glory
and remember who they are.
Yeah. That's actually the third song, because the second song is
Jack and Joe.
Like, it's about modern day slavery. It's about a girl who leaves her home to fend for her siblings, and the only way she could do that was through selling her body, and to numb the pain, she was basically indulging in certain substances. And that is Hekaya. None of the stories are original, you know, because no struggle is ever original. It is the same, and that is the message that is carried. Trying to like write a new narrative, you know, one that says that, you know, the battle has moved out of the race and the gender arena and more into the class arena. Like, the issues right now are centered around, you know, the class system specifically for South Africa, and that's what our music speaks to. So when we say things like Muntu Mnyama, we refer to the person who is oppressed rather than the person with the skin color. So that's what we're about.
I mean, what it boils down to, we speak about being African, being South African, being black, being white, being men, being women. That's what we generally speak about. I mean, friend, our music won't make it to any jazz school or any lecture or anything like that. I mean, come on.
The only time it will is when they teach them what not to do. This is how you shouldn't play jazz. This is definitely too African for rock and roll. And what is with this rock and roll African? What's happening?
What did you choose?
You know?
Because I mean, we break all the rules, all the rules that you can think of.
And we're renegades, so that's pretty dope, right?
I mean, if you look at our music closely, when you can compare it to the 4 elements of the earth. Starting with rock, we have a bit of rock in our music. That's the fire element. All of us have fire within each and every one of us.
Yeah, and I get it because, you know, the water element is the flow of the poetry where the lyrics exist, you know?
Yes.
The following program was rated PG13. Parental guidance is advised.
Yes. And then when we come to the third element, air, jazz, that's where our music actually breathes.
Thank you, Zoe. element, you know. We try to source influences from like different African genres, you know. So those are the 4 elements. That's what our music is about, you know. We like borrow from different spaces and different environments
and make it one.
Yeah.
We all work together.
So there's no category in the summers or the metros.
Yeah, no, we don't fit in a box.
Sorry, choose a box. But if anyone from there is watching, like find something, create something for us. Come on, we are the amalgamation of sounds. You don't know big words, right?
No.